What's up, everybody? This is Jimmy with Trading Decoded, and today we are going to talk about the mystery of the orange line. It's not so much of a mystery because I have explained it several times in the past, but we're going to go ahead and make a dedicated video to not only the orange line, but the blue and the yellow lines that I have on my charts posted throughout the day, and the ones that you see in the How I Traded SPY Today videos, and so on. I'm going to explain where they come from, the settings that I use to get them, and how I implement and use them. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and launch TradingView. So, as you guys who have been following me know, for the most part, I start my mornings out with making support resistance lines in pre-market. Those are always going to be blue lines. Okay, so if you see blue lines on my charts, for the people that are in our Discord community during the day, this is what they mean. Okay. So let's just say I have 4 lines on the chart for pre-market. We don't see anything here. Okay. That's what blue means. Pre-market support and resistance. I leave them blue so that folks can differentiate them between pre-market lines and, actual trading session lines. Now, as the day goes and we progress forward, my support resistance lines that I plot during the trading session will always be yellow. Okay, so when you're watching my chart in real time and you start to see yellow lines being plotted, that is a direct result of what is happening at that moment on the chart. Okay, those will be, anywhere in this range. Next, orange lines. If we start to trade above or below where I currently have a support and resistance lines, that's when the orange lines come in. They are my targets outside of the pre-market information. So if we get out of the pre-market zone and I have no target above or below, then I put an orange line indicating that if we continue down below this line of support, the orange line becomes my next target. If that target gets hit, I will change the line from orange to yellow and then plot the next target down below it. But in this case, we ended up not going below the low a day. So I'll show you where the orange target line comes from, though. If you go into your indicators in TradingView and type in pivot points, you want to find pivot points standard. Click that. It will add it to your chart. Once it's there, click Settings, change the type to Fibonacci, time frame to auto, number of pivots back to 15, uncheck Use Daily Based Values, and I also change the colors of the lines. By default, I believe they're all orange. I use white, green, red, and orange. You don't have to worry about S4 and S5 or R4 and R5, as Fibonacci points only use 3. So these are irrelevant unless you're using traditional or classic or any of the other ones. I don't. I use Fibonacci. That's it for the settings. Now, I will turn them on. And as you can see, above this blue line, the next one in line is this green line. I would put my pivot point there. I would turn this back off so I don't have a million lines on my chart. I change this to orange. And that is my target to the upside if we manage to get through this line of resistance. If the price action happens to get up here, I select that line, I turn it to yellow, and then I would post the next one above in orange until it gets hit again. Okay, now, if you get this indicator and you turn it on and you're following my chart, you may find that your lines are in different positions than my lines. The reason for this are several. Number one, it takes into account pre-market data. Okay, if you have pre-market turned off on your chart, your pivot points will be in a completely different place than mine. Okay? I keep my extended trading hours on. If you don't pay for the extra ARCA data from TradingView, your pivot points will be in a different position than mine. I pay for the extra data. My candles and price action is different than people who don't. That changes the pivot point prices. Lastly, another question I get is, why do the pivot points in my Spinalis report in the morning differ from where I plot the lines that the indicator gives me? Traditionally, pivot points are calculated using the previous session's high, low, and closing price. There's formulas to calculate it all out. I have a Excel spreadsheet that does it for me automatically. Okay, that I will put into. Okay, right now it's going to say it's not working because the market was closed yesterday. But I have, if I change this date to the 5th, it will populate the high, the low, and the close of SPY, and then fill this out automatically. Let me see if I can do it real quick here. Tell me I have to unlock it. Let's see here. Data. I don't remember where it's at in here. Unprotect sheet. Okay. I believe if I change this to the 5th, today minus 2. There. So here you can see the high for SPY on Friday was 414.15. The low, the close, and the difference between the high and the low, $4.55. Okay. This here is your R3, R2, R1 pivot point for SPY. It also works for other tickers. Whatever I put in here, it will give me those values. I only use SPY, so that's why it's there. Now, why do these numbers differ from the ones in the pivot point indicator? You're not supposed to calculate pre-market data when calculating pivot points. These are the right way to do it. These are not right. Okay? They're not the right ones. I'm going to go ahead and delete these so you can see what's going on. So you have your P, your R1, R2, and R3, S1, S2, and S3. That's the pivot points. Now, if you look, you can see, right, this one's about 410.61. We turn off regular trading hours. Now look, it is at 411.25. Okay. 411.25, 412.26, 412.89, and so on. You turn extended hours back on, and 410, 411, 412. We have different numbers all over the place. That's why it's different from person to person. There's all kinds of variables involved. Likewise, if we look at these numbers, 410.60, 411.99, and you look at these, this was 410.60 on the indicator, 411 on, the indicator. Again, big difference. However, these are accurate. These numbers here are accurate. Okay? So it's one of those things where you've got to understand so that you can get an idea of where those numbers come from, why I post them, and yada, yada, yada. So what I've done is I stopped calculating them the proper way. And when I post orange lines on my chart, you now know that they come from this indicator and how I got the settings on that indicator and the information that I'm paying for, which may make those lines differ from yours if you use the same indicator. From now on, anybody who asks that question, I will just point to this video because I get asked daily about it, and nobody reads the FAQs that I have. So now maybe they'll watch the video. That's pretty much it. If you guys got any information that's helpful to you out of this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions regarding this video, please post them down in the comments below. If you'd like to join our Discord community and see my chart live as we trade, that is the perk for our $20 patrons. A lot of folks are struggling with drawing accurate support and resistance lines, or they end up with too many. For those of you who follow me or have been watching me or my videos, you see that my lines are very accurate and able to be traded off of regularly. A lot of folks are finding a lot of happiness and success in just watching my charts so that they don't have to do their own. Lastly, we have a Patreon link down below. If you'd like to support me in my journey as I move into teaching full-time, how to do what I do every day, I'd love to have that support. I am quitting my job, or I've already quit my job. I will be going full-time effective September 6th of this year. So good times ahead. But I thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. See ya!